Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac. Yes, I know.
Blue Baby's a joke.
I get it. I made a mistake. I made a single mistake. Sue me. It's unfortunate that we had our run die as it did, considering, well, we would have pretty much only had one more run left to do, but now we have a minimum of 2. But as you probably saw in the Enter the Gungeon preview, I really won't be doing that much more Isaac once that game comes out. But I've made a promise that I would finish this series, and we're going to do that. We're going to get this out of the way and done, and you, little keeper, you're not going to be able to stop me, all right? You're not going to be able to stop me from getting what I want done. And it's actually kind of nice that we unlocked, this wooden nickel here. It will hopefully be able to give us a decent amount of cash throughout our run here. And we're going to go ahead and risk the pills, which don't do anything. Except for, are you a wizard? Not the worst, but... I don't know which way I'm shooting out of. That way. This way. A zig and a zag. Alright. Let's go find our item room here. Hopefully they'll give me something. And we'll also probably check our shop as well, just because I want to be able to... I want to further bomb my shop, because I know everyone could be saying,
Oh, you haven't filled out the donation machine. Why haven't you done that?
well, simply put, I'm waiting for the blue hourglass, and then once that's done, I'll do it all in one fell swoop and edit the whole thing out. So that way, it won't take me any time. I'll just say, oh, hey, look, I found the blue hourglass. I'm going to buy it. Now I'm going to donate everything. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have to do. Unlocks in this game are kind of cheesable, which is kind of nice. All right. Game face on. Go in there like you own the plate. Headless baby. All right. You know what? That's fine. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll roll with it. And there's nothing even in my shop. There's a pill bag, which... What am I even going to do with that? What am I even supposed to do with the pill bag? Well, at least I got my bomb back. I can't really be mad at that. All right. Well, there's pretty much everything. Let's go kill our boss. And hopefully we'll find some kind of stat increase here. So that way we can make it just a little bit further. Oh, hey, famine. All right, well, I definitely like this. A cube of meat or even a bandage ball is really nice. And since I don't have to worry about Hush anymore, you know, it's not a deal breaker. Like, I can actually take my time. That's one of the things that, like, even I wasn't that mad when I died to Blue Baby, because now I have time on my side. If I want to do like some mind-numbing stuff, I can. Through the power of editing, I can get rid of those tedious little bits. And we'll be just fine. And by that, I mean playing out my arcade. Ooh, nice. You gave me the cube of meat. Well, all right then. Got a couple of ideas where my secret room is, but honestly, I think I'm going to end up keeping those for... really want me to have pills, don't you? You really want me to have the Are You a Wizard pill, don't you? But I'm going to save my bombs for my shop, so that way I can... For example... Normally, I wouldn't clear this room, but now I actually can, and look at that. I can get a little bit of extra money, and I don't have to worry about a thing. I'm actually starting to consider whether or not I should, like, do, I guess what's the best way to put it? Like, a final sweep of a floor? Like, once everything's done, just do one last sweep of the floor, break every single fire, break every single poop, and just say, hey, look, I found a little bit of money. Just to get it over with, and I don't have to, you know, worry about losing miscellaneous things, because no one wants to sit there and watch me break like 9,000 poops. You know, it's unless you have, like, you know, a brimstone or something like that to just kind of get it all done at once or something to that effect. No one wants to see that. I don't want to see that, and I'm the one making the video, you know. No one wants to see that kind of stuff. Or maybe you do, and I'm just crazy. But either way, I can actually do those things now, and I don't have to feel bad about it. I gotta remember to actually use my wooden nickel in the room that I'm going into, because otherwise, you know, I'm gonna have a little problem there.
Go get him, Headless baby.
Okay, so let's go ahead and head into our shop now and see what we can get here. More options would be amazing, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that for sure. That's a given. If we can find a penny, no luck. Alright, so let's take the more options. Hopefully that means we'll find some damage up, some tears up, things like that inside of our boss room, which would be nice. And we'll continue on. Oh, how much I love you, Cube of Meat. Oh, how much I hate you, Spiderweb. Oh, how much I hate you. And what you gonna do? Okay, I take it back. Sometimes it's useful, all right? I'll give it that. It sometimes has its use. Do I take this pill? That wasn't the worst thing in the world. Ow! That was mean. Why'd you do that to me? Well, hopefully I can get him to, like, break the pots over there and it'll drop me a penny. Or it'll drop me a spider. That's even better. All right. Come here. Come break this thing, or don't. You know what? No. You know what? That's fine. I'll just go ahead and grab my penny, and we'll go kill our boss. Hey, and it's Pin. Oh, would you look at that? And that is why I love more options. Come in here, magic mushroom. I don't have any keys to really clear anything else, so we're just going to go ahead and call it a day there. All right, straight into the challenge room, and I do need any kind of resources that I can find right now, bombs, keys, anything like that. So any kind of chest is pretty much a have to go for. Plus, these challenges really aren't that difficult anyway. Yeah, they're really not that bad. Now that we actually have a little bit of damage up from the magic mushroom, because the keeper actually starts with above average damage, so having the magic mushroom there just makes it that much better. So he's really not that bad. And we got an extra key out of it, which I'll definitely take. And turn all of whatever that was going to be into hearts there. So we'll go ahead and put a bomb here, and we'll do one here, because I would like to find the small rock. I would like to find that. And instantly kill this guy. We are not going to use this, but I'll go ahead and touch it so that way it does not ever show up again. So we can remove that from our golden chest pool, which is really nice. And I always hate these things because I can never understand where they're ever going to go to. Judgment. Okay. Well, it's really going to depend on which one we get. Actually, no, it really doesn't. Because I'm not going to bomb. Oh, boy. Well, there goes that. So now we're not going to get another double deal. Well, no, maybe we can. Maybe I can get my my double deal real fast by blowing up this judgy. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I didn't want to do it, but I had to. I hope you understand. I hope you understand what it means, Judgy. I gotta get my devil deal so that way I can tell him no. I like these rooms so far. These are nice. These are very nice. So we did not find our shop, so we do need to go back and check that out. But let's go ahead and see what we have for our boss here, which it looks like we're going to be going for Gurglings, which is not too bad. Gurglings that actually don't have any kind of, they don't spawn anything. There's just a bunch of them. So this is actually really easy. Yeah, this is not that bad at all. As I immediately run into one, but listen, okay? I'm just going to never talk again whenever I walk into a boss room, because every time I say, oh, this is easy, I end up immediately getting hit and or dying. Because I'm impatient. I want both of these. I want the luck up and I want the keys. But we're going to go ahead and take the speed ball so that way I can have a little bit of movement speed. I feel like that one's going to be definitely a much better option for me right now. And I want to guarantee that we're actually going to live, so I'll spend a key on some health. Because I do have some extra bombs, and I can go ahead and grab a spare real fast. And there's our shop. So let's see what we can find inside of there. Hopefully we can find some kind of item that will end up benefiting us. Which, ooh, I really do like that. That has a lot of potential to be very, very deadly. Almost game-breaking, I might add. Almost game-breaking. I really like that item. Yeah. So we're gonna try and we're gonna take that, and if we can find certain items inside of our shop, we are going to be able to break the shop open, which means 1, getting 999 cents inside of my donation machine, and number 2, being able to, well, basically create an unkillable character, which, hey, I'm looking forward to. But in order to do that, I'm going to need a lot of money, so I need to make sure that I clear every single room so that we can get as much as we can here. The important item that we're really looking for is a blank card and then a 2 of diamonds card, both of which can be found inside of the shop. So once we get both of those, it's pretty much good game. And we're going to be doing our best to try and get those 2 things to show up. So that's pretty much it that we can do with this floor. So let's go ahead and head on out of here. Whoop. Okay, so we've got a boss challenge room that we can't really access right now. If we took a little bit of damage, we would be able to, but then we wouldn't be able to potentially heal while we're inside of there, and that's not something I'm really looking forward to. And we got a little bit of money, apparently, on that one. That was kind of nice. Ooh. Speaking of which, also very nice. This is where I'm starting to regret not picking up the battery. That could have been huge for my money-making plans, but it does look like we have an arcade here. So let's see what we can end up playing through. We could hopefully... No, doesn't appear to have anything. Wow. Okay. All right, well, let's get out of here, because killing them doesn't do anything for me. And I really don't feel like playing him out either. Like, I'm not going to get really that much for playing him out. So we're just going to go ahead and place a little bomb on him and see if we can get any more cash. Hopefully some keys. That heals me when I think enter a boss. I don't know what that does. I say it once, I say it again. I don't know what 90% of the trinkets do. I've got every single passive item basically memorized. I think what ends up happening is I basically think of every item. I'm like, is this good? No. Okay. You know, that is pretty much how I end up looking at it. And I'm really hoping that I find a little bit of flying here as well as finding one more key. We should be able to find at least one more key. Because, I mean, come on. You got to find at least one. Right? Right? Probably not. That's probably going to be the only key that I end up getting. And I wasted it on a terrible, terrible little item that's never going to kill a thing. Like, it can't... Okay, it killed one spider because it didn't move. I'll give it that. I'll give it that one. It deserves it. And it killed a skeleton. Is that another Are You a Wizard? That is another Are You a Wizard. Okay, so let's take out the red ones first. And now we'll take over the spawner. Oh, come on. You got it. You got it. Come on. Oh. He got juked, man. He got juked. All right, there's my other key. Let's head to our shop and see what kind of goodies we can end up getting in there. And hopefully there'll be something game-breaking. I don't know when this door was opened. I guess I can thank Curse of the Maze for that. So I didn't actually have to use my key in here, and I get a decent amount of cash. If he drops me a Steam sale, then this might be the setup that I need, which he didn't. Of course he didn't, but, you know, a little bit more money definitely doesn't hurt me. So I'll take all of that. And there's not really much else I can do in here. Like, I would, you know what? Let's go ahead and head on back here, and let's go check out the remaining rooms that we did not actually get to open here. No, if you are able to take your time, then do it. You know, make sure you kill everything. Clear every single room. Clear, you know, all of your challenge rooms if you can. This one I feel a little too risky trying to get into, so we're not going to go there, but you know, that's pretty much how it is. Because I do get a lot of comments like, man, you know, Binding of Isaac is a little difficult. How can I get better at it? And it feels a little dumb to say when it's like, how do I get better at the Binding of Isaac? Well, here's how. Take your time and play it slow. But a lot of the unlocks require you to go quickly, which is a problem. You know, it's like it's very counterintuitive as to what exactly it needs you to do. All right, we're gonna sit down here and hopefully he jumps on top of me, which he didn't. I want him to jump on me so that wall fly over here can actually get some damage in, but that doesn't appear to be happening. Yeah, I don't think Wallfly is ever gonna get some damage in. Wait, maybe. He is not gonna get any damage in. I have tried my best. I have tried my absolute best, but Wallfly, you can't. You can't help me. All right, let's get Peeper out of here because I'm really not enjoying his presence. And Chub really won't be that bad either. Maybe I can get Wallfly. Come on, Wallfly. Or is it Shitfly? I don't remember. I think it's Shitfly. I forgot what I called him. Oh, he was so close. He was so close. One day, he'll actually deal damage to a boss. One day. But today is not that day. 2 of Spades. I think that's something that we're going to go ahead and hold on to. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and hold on to the 2 of Spades for right now. Because like I said, we are holding out for a potential of the blank card. And I would like to, you know, double some things up. I would like to double my keys. At least I believe it's keys. I believe. Okay. And now let's get in position here. And this is why I wanted to speed up, so that way I can just, like, get out of the way of certain attacks here while being able to occasionally get in the cube of meat and deal a little bit of damage there. Wow. See, that's real nice. Okay, so definitely taking the tier rate here. Yep, definitely taking that tier rate. That's definitely going to help us. This is why I say more options. Amazing item. There's a lot of things in your boss pool that you just never get to see. And Curse of the Blind. Oof. Well, sorry, can't take that. We'll take this. Guppy's Tail. All right. I will take the Guppy's Tail there. And it looks like we're going to be using our cube of meat here to kind of like into them. So Curse of the Blind is a little annoying when we're trying to break. So we're going to have to go what I like to call for a mini break, which is just enough to, like, you know, find some stuff, but nothing too crazy. I mean, the candle is inside of the shop, so if we could get the black candle, then that would alleviate our problems, and that's something I'm definitely hoping that we find here. Come on. Come here, little buddy. Where are you going? All right. There we go. Gotta keep remembering. Hit the wooden nickel after you walk into the room. That way, if you get hit, you're not immediately screwed, maybe. I have to throw the maybe on there because I don't know if I'm actually gonna, you know, drop a penny or anything. Oh. Aw, you're just being all kinds of rude, aren't you? Okay, so we got Guppy's Tail, which isn't necessarily the greatest thing because, well, it causes a few issues. One, there's golden chests everywhere. And something I'm actually going to do, since I can take a little bit of extra time here, is I'm going to wait and see if we actually get a golden key before I actually start opening up all these things. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and take the risk here. Rotten Baby, not a bad item at all. Not a bad item. Although it was kind of dumb for me to take the Rotten Baby, just because, like, I'm on a potential breaking run here. Potential. This isn't the time to be, you know, giving these things up. Over, like, you know, picking up soy milk. And it's like, oh, well, that was terrible and awful, and why? All right, let's see what we can end up getting inside of our shop here. Hopefully it'll be kind. Or it will give me super greed. That works too. All right, you could have given me at least a quarter. You know what? I'm actually kind of glad. You know what? I'm actually happy about how this whole thing transpired, because let's say I end up getting like some kind of item room in here, and I don't end up breaking because I'm too scared. You know, I don't want to commit to what may potentially be on the floor. Oof. All right, let's get rid of these. I don't want to die to Gish, of all things. Let's not die to Gish. And the speed up that we picked up is actually allowing us to stay ahead of them at all times, which is kind of nice. Oh, that was a little closer than I wanted it to be. So I know the one on the left is Gish. So the one on the right is going to be, well, just a useless item here. All right, so we've got a whole bunch of infested. Looks like we got a tears up and a health up. I like the fact that we had a tears up there. That was actually really nice. Now, how exactly do I want to go about this situation that we are currently in? I don't have any health, so we're going to have to start bombing for the potential secret room. And hopefully this will alleviate our money issues. There we go. Got a little bit of health here. Another tears up and telly pills. Good to find that out now rather than later. And let's see what else we have here. Speed down, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. So now this is where I say, hey, look at this. I got infinite bombs. Let's go bomb everything. I should have fully cleared out everything before I actually started the whole, hey, let's bomb everything process. But hopefully I'll end up finding something for all of our efforts here. We got a world card, which I'll go ahead and take. That world card is going to definitely come in handy because it'll show me what else we have left. We do have a sacrifice pit, so there's the thing. I almost walked into that cursed room. That's a thing I almost did. And then I realized, wait a minute. That's instant death and not something I want to do. All right, we still want to save our one key here. And hello, buddy. How you doing? I did not mean to do that. I am so very sorry. But you are dead. All right, well, let's go ahead and get out of here. I did not find a golden key, which is what I was kind of looking for. I do have the infinite bomb, so I mean, in theory here, I could just end up bombing everything. Like, I could bomb literally every wall. There's no excuse to not... well, it can't be right there. There's no excuse to not at least look for the super secret room, because it's like you have infinite bombs. What excuse do you have to not look for it with infinite bombs? But if I had to take a guess, it's going to be in the top left over there. So let's go ahead and head over there and see what exactly is available for bombing locations. Like, this is a perfect secret room spot. And that's where it ends up being. All right, well, we've got the potential. Maybe we could find a golden key. We found another item that could be Bomb's brain. No, it's Abel. I was a little iffy on whether or not we should end up taking that, but it ended up paying off for us. So we've got a whole bunch of money. We have the potential for a break here. Let's see if we can actually put down a break in this mode. We're basically going to be going greed mode on this run here and just spamming the hell out of money. So the first thing we want to do is find our shop. And I can't get to that. I am so sorry. And I can't even bomb into it either. That's the worst. Not that I guess it doesn't really matter because like curse rooms are bad now. Like ever since Afterbirth came out, curse rooms are just plain useless. They added 2 more things to the pool there, and it's like, why though? Why would you do such a thing? Like you made sacrifice rooms mildly worth it, but curse rooms? There's barely any reason to go in there. Most of the time, you will find enemies. Not only just find enemies, but you're also going to, like, probably lose some health because they like to try and get cheap shots off of you. And there's that speed up. So that kind of negates the speed down that we found. So our pill pool is actually surprisingly good. I know I never take pills, like, on the Keeper, but this time around, it's really paying off. And I should be remembering to hit my coin here so we can try and find a little bit of money. And I know you're gonna say like, oh well, you have 70 cents, but when you go in for a break, every penny counts. Every single penny does count when you're going for these breaks, because you have to be able to buy a very particular item, and it may not show up. You don't really know. You don't really know what's going to end up happening there. And we do have a sacrifice pit on this floor, which is something that I definitely want to see. Sacrifice pit is very important because that's where we're going to be getting our Mega Satan key. And this time around, I'll be making sure that I am basically immortal before I even begin to gloat. Last run, we were pretty strong, and honestly, I shouldn't have died. But the possibility of dying was still there, as you clearly saw. But this time, no. This time, why did I open up my item room? Why did I open up my item room? There's my shop. I don't even know why I just did that. I just opened up the item room. Well, here's hoping I can bomb into it and hopefully save me a key or two. Because I'm not going to find that many keys. I'm really not going to find that many keys here. So we're going to want to try bombing into this. And it doesn't look like that's going to end up happening. So now I'm a little bit on edge. Because I may have just given up my potential break. I actually don't remember what's over here. There's a key apparently, but what was that key actually at? Was it in? No, it wasn't in. I need some form of flying in order to get that key. That makes me very, very sad. This makes me incredibly depressed. Well, nope, there's an arcade. All right. We're a little saved here. I may have made a slight mistake and gone into the wrong item, or, the wrong item place, but we are going to gamble until we get a key. We are going to gamble until we get a key. It's going to happen. At some point, we will get a key. And we'll go ahead and bomb this too, because, well, we don't need anything that's going to show up in there. And there's actually an unlock for this guy too. You have to play this out 100 times, and every time I've gone for like any kind of achievement in this game, this is the last one I need to get. You know why? Because I keep forgetting that it's actually an achievement. Well, thanks for the hearts, but I really need a key. So be a bro for me. Be a bro and give me a key. Come on. Come on. You're right there. You are right there on giving me the key. Well, I appreciate the money. No, do not give me Skatole. Thank you. Give me the key. There it is. Do it. No. Give me the key. Give me the key. And I know someone's saying, you have keys on you. You have the 2 of spades. Why don't you use that? It's because I want to save that card. I legitimately want to save this card. I don't want to use it. I'm aware that it's there. I am aware that that item is there. And I mean, it's a free penny. So we're going to take it. But I don't want to, remove the possibility of having infinite keys. Which is something that I definitely want when I have Guppy's tail. So now let's head to our shop. We'll use our last key in there. And we should be able to potentially go on a break. We'll have to see what happens. And I know some people are going to ask, like, what exactly is a break? That means you're going to manipulate the game to get exactly what you want. So, we don't want magic fingers. We don't want the blue map. We don't want the regular map. And we don't want the Jar of Life. So we didn't really find exactly what we wanted here. So now, we begin the awesome process of bombing the hell out of our donation machine again and again and again and again. And we're going to keep doing that until we find the item that we want. Steam sale would make this a hell of a lot better. BOGO bombs, not what we want. Now, there's a very good chance that we may not even be able to get the break here. There's a very good chance that we may not be able to acquire the break that I need. So let's go ahead. What do we want here? I mean, if we're going to take anything, I guess we should take the ladder. And there's pay to play, which doesn't really do me much good. Well, let's go ahead and use 2 bombs here to check out our rooms, which we did end up getting something here. So we're going to go ahead and take a second to get rid of all of these fires, so that way I don't end up dying. And then we're going to push. We're going to push these chests together, so that way I can bomb both of them without actually having to use a bomb. It's called being efficient, okay? These aren't things I can normally do. Ugh. And we get a decent amount of bombs here, so that's going to allow us to bomb our place even more. So let's go ahead and head on over to our secret room real fast and see what's inside of it. Which we got a couple of keys. So I think we're going to, before we head back to our shop, let's go ahead and check out that challenge room that might potentially have a few more bombs in it, and it might also have the potential of giving us some more cash, which we definitely do need. Keys are irrelevant to me. I just need the other things. And again, still having regret for picking that one item up there. We're going to go ahead and bomb ourselves next to the donation machine. A little bit of backtracking here. So we're going to go back, bomb ourselves on the donation machine, put us down to 1 health, go into the boss room, hit the coin, see if it drops a coin, and then if it does, we'll do the boss room. Okay? Break. Okay, well that didn't end up working, so let's go ahead and continue trying to hopefully get a break off in here. Alright, so we're going to want to pick up our money, and we're going to keep bombing the hell out of the donation machine. And maybe we'll end up getting something, who knows. I've only got enough for maybe one more, and that's a maybe, which it looks like Pandora's box, which is not going to cut it for items here. So we're going to go ahead and grab a speed up pill.
Speed up.
And I guess we'll grab a card. Temperance.
Temperance.
It's not really going to do too much for me, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. All right. Well, on to the mom fight. We couldn't get the break that we needed here, which is a little unfortunate, but we did our best. An effort was made, you know? An effort was made to try and get what I thought would be a pretty easy break, but hey. You win some, you lose some with this kind of game. And in the case of the Binding of Isaac, well, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. And would you look at that? You lose some. Ugh. But anyway, that'll be that video. Thank you so very much for watching. My suffering will continue with this character over and over and over again until it's done, because I'm going to get this finished and it's going to happen. But normally I wouldn't upload a failed video, but I actually want to get feedback. I want to get feedback on you all of how exactly you felt on this video. I did a little bit of experimenting. I'm trying to get a little bit more used to editing. So let me know if this style is your style, because I'm probably going to end up implementing it into future videos, such as Enter the Gungeon and any other Let's Play-esque video. You know, you would think it'd be common sense to edit out the bits, but for the most part, I mostly just like run the video, then upload it. And looking back at it, I can see why some people didn't like that whole feel to it. I mean, I like the unedited runs as well, but maybe just a little help along the way, if you get what I mean. I can go out of my way and do things that I normally wouldn't even do because I didn't want to bother with the editing. But this way we can. So let me know how you feel about it. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. And hopefully we'll make a little bit of progress. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you all in the next one, everybody. Later.